Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Thursday, April 19th, 2012, is sponsored by Realtik. All right, let's get right into it, folks. Markets are having a pretty solid sell-off today. You had a mixed bag early this morning, which kept the markets in a very choppy upward and downward momentum moving pattern. And again, that came from last night. We had a Spanish auction that actually went off pretty well. That pushed the futures up to the positive side. And then you got some earnings out and some economic data that wasn't as good as expected. So it's a mixed bag in that regard. All right, again, we saw Qualcomm selling off a little bit after earnings yesterday after the bell. And then again, you throw in Philly Fed Index, which was ugly. Then you throw in jobless claims this morning that was ugly as well. And the markets are kind of ultimately trending to the downside now. You had the Spanish auction, which was good, but it's not able to overpower the negativity from the U.S. economic news and some of these earnings announcements that are coming out that just aren't good enough. It's not that these companies aren't beating earnings expectations. They are, but the stocks have rallied up such a crazy amount over the last 3 months that it's just not justifiable. I mean, they had to really blow out estimates even more so to maintain their current prices. And what we're seeing again here, folks, is the market's continuing to sell off. I have a major support level right here. Take a look at this trend line. If you connect these lows going back to the 10th of April to the 16th of April, we're actually just about into support right there. I do believe that will be a major level. I repeat, a major level on this market. So watch that very, very closely here, as we should see some support and a bounce off of that area. All right. Now, this ultimately has been a bounce inside of a bear flag. And again, what I mean by that is if we zoom out on the charts even more, you can see what I'm talking about. The markets had that sharp fall from about the 142 level all the way to the 136 level. Since then, you can see we've just chopped around here. And again, this is the level we're coming up to right here, which should be support. That's an in spirit of bearish pattern inside of a bigger move down. All right, so again, you have the move down, bear flag, which ultimately tells us we are going to go lower based on the charts. Now, we could, as I said, still bounce right around here, which I do think we will do. But ultimately, after a bounce, I think it flushes out. I think it starts to head lower. And I think this market will continue to get tagged at least to this double bottom and then probably further, but you'll get a bounce at that double bottom right here. All right, going back to the 10th of April. All right. So again, market's seeing some good selling. In fact, we're coming down again. Lows of the day on the SPY. We'll see again how much further we have to the downside before we get a decent little bounce in this market. Going to some other charts today. What charts are outperforming? What's underperforming? As I said, Qualcomm is under pressure after reporting earnings last night that did not meet expectations. That stock again is down over $4 on the day. Apple is getting roasted today. Take a look at AAPL, down over $20 right now, just off the lows of the day. Why is this down? Well, basically, there's rumors that they're not going to make their iPod sales or iPad sale numbers and their iPhone sales numbers, and that's a rumor that's kind of spreading out. And again, the stock down about $20, back below 600. And again, you just have to kind of chuckle to yourself as where were all the people saying, oh, you got to buy this stock above 600, it's going to 1,000? Where were those upgrades? Where are those upgrades now that were upgrading the stock to 700, to 900, to 1,000 plus on Apple? As the stock again gets roasted now back to the lows of the day, down $21 on the day. Absolutely crushed on Apple's chart today. All right, so again, there's a lot of red on the board. Amazon's one of the rare stocks positive, as is Research in Motion. Research in Motion might be employing J.P. Morgan to try to get them to sell the company. So that's one of the reasons why Research in Motion's up a little bit. IBM's down another $2 today after dropping over $4 yesterday on earnings. And again, it's just not a pretty picture. Bank of America had actually pretty good earnings this morning, but the stock just could not hold up with the selling pressure out there. And we are seeing Bank of America down about 13 cents. Not a big drop, but considering this stock was trading upwards of 9.15, 9.20 this morning, it is actually a pretty big drop. That's about a 40-cent fall off the highs of the day. All right. Another stock having a big move today is MLNX. This one, again, I think is pretty much cooked at these upper ranges. But again, look at that gap up. It almost looks like a buyout because it's trading so much to the sideways. They had spectacular earnings, and I'll be the first to admit that their earnings were good. But the fact is, if you look at the chart here, the chart just since the beginning of the year went from about 32 to 40 and change. Now it's upwards of 60 and change. I think this is probably somewhere up in the upper ranges where it'll start to slowly pull back into the mid 50 range, maybe even as low as $50, and then it might start to look good. If you get some inside bars, consolidation pullback, that might start to look a little bit better. But again, this stock to me is just a little too extended for what they actually reported. All right, taking a look at a couple other stocks that are reporting earnings after the bell today. Chipotle Mexican Grill is reporting it's down $7.30. Nice little sell today going into earnings, but that's because of the market. And again, we'll have to keep a close eye to see if the market is going to, endorse these earnings that they're going to report or not. In addition, we have some other stocks like Microsoft. Microsoft will be reporting earnings. Microsoft is trading down 5 cents on the day, actually performing pretty well considering the market. But again, look at the bear flag development right here with a necktie just above. That's not a pretty chart by any stretch out there. All right. What other stocks are going to be reporting today? There's a couple others, big ones reporting today, but again, I think Capital One's reporting and a couple others. But for the most part, we want to go back to the SPY and take a look. And it looks like the SPY is getting a small bounce. Let's take a look at the charts. And if I zoom out, you can see this level, this red line and this sloping line, that's where you're going to get that support level on the charts right now, right in this area. And I do think the market should bounce. You've actually already had a 10-cent bounce off of this level. And again, I think that should be the level to look for further upside, at least a bounce. And again, I'm not saying we're going to go to the positive side. I don't think we're going to rally that high, but I do think that the spiders are due for a little bit of a bounce here, maybe a 15, 20-cent bounce. We've already bounced 10 cents, so maybe another 5, 10-cent bounce here. And in terms of a scalp, it's a great level. I guess that's my point. All right, now about a 12-cent bounce. Yeah, it's a nice little bounce there. Very, very nice. What else do we have going on here? Scanning through. Some small cap action, some mid cap action. Let's take a look at Human Genome Sciences getting a buyout bid, although they're rejecting it. But basically, the stock is up 100% today on that. I played a great play in the Intraday Stock Chat today, and I posted it on Traders Life this morning and on Twitter, and that was ARNA. I alerted at $2.17, and the stock jumped very quickly as people thought, hey, listen, if Human Genome Sciences is going to get bought out, or they have bidders. Arna Pharmaceuticals, kind of in the same general vicinity of a play that's been beaten down, should get some possible contention there too, and therefore the stock bounced up beautifully. I made, I think, about 10 cents on my first half, 20 cents on my second half of my position there this morning in Arena Pharmaceuticals, ARNA. So again, it's just kind of drawing the connector dots. It's Remember Connected Dots, that game for kids. That's all it is. If you find some good news in one stock, you look for sympathy plays and can make some great money that way. All right. What else do we have moving today? Let's take a look here. Dendreon is also having a good pop off of the Human Genome Sciences news. That's up about $1 today. So on the buyout rumors, again, buyout for one stock. Anything else in that general vicinity should get a bounce as well. Let me scan through my watch list here. We have Exxon down 43 cents, Chevron down 56 cents, Google's down only $2. Google's a little stronger today, but Apple again, guys, continuing to just get hammered here, down over $21. And the rumors are everywhere. Where were all those bulls? Where are all those bulls that were out on Apple when it was $600+, when it was $620, when it was $630, when it was $640? I was out there saying, hey, listen, this thing's coming back in. Basically, I was the only one out there saying that. And sure enough, you see the results. I still think it has more downside to go as well. I think it'll head back to about the low 500, maybe high 400 area when all is said and done over the next couple months, and then it'll probably be a great opportunity as a buying opportunity. All right, neither be a bull nor a bear. Just go where the chart tells you to go. That's the beauty of what we do here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, let's go back to the SPY. We can still see the spiders coming back down again. You're still right around that level. You got a little bit of a bounce. You're still on top of this area. This is your big support area. If that breaks, this market's in a lot of trouble. As long as it holds up, this market could easily bounce back up on the day. All right, have a great day, guys. Remember, come to InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take the 7-day free trial. It's a 7-day free trial to the Research Center, which is geared towards swing traders and swing traders and investors, while the Intraday Stock Chat is geared towards day traders. Again, In The Money Stocks is the place to be. Come join the elite and start profiting in any market. Take care.